Hey there, this is Jeff with Whirlwind Family Farm, and today we're going to look at a question that seems obvious, something that every garden, every farm, every market garden has to have. And you would think it's something you'd think of right away, but sometimes it gets overlooked because it's such an obvious question. But before we dig into it, if you will like, subscribe, and certainly hit that bell for notifications so you can get all of our content and we can bring you good information about growing vegetables and how to provide good, nutritious food for your family each week. So, back to our question. What is the one thing that you're going to need as much as anything else on your garden? And it simply is water. So, 3 different ways and different ways to look at it. If you're in a small apartment with a balcony and you have a few containers with some vegetables growing out on that balcony, it's simple. You go get some water out of the faucet, go out and water your plants when needed, problem solved. Then as you go to, say, a little bit bigger situation, a small backyard garden, your water needs are going to increase. But again, you can have soaker hoses, drip lines, pretty simple, not going to cost you a whole lot. Then you go to a full-size large garden, say it's a ½ acre behind your home or in a place where you raise your vegetables. The need becomes stronger. And you may still be able to use municipal water, but you have to be very careful because that expense can go up with the billing of that water. So in some instances, people will do other options. That's where you can go to water catchment. And this is used in a lot of settings. It's used in areas for larger farms, used in garden settings, and it works beautifully. Here's the one thing you have to be careful of. Depending on the area you live in, if it's a more arid area, like in the Southwest, or like here in Central Texas, we do have years that can be very wet, and we're gonna have ample amount of water that's gonna run off of a roof into a catching system, into a large 12 or 1,500 gallon container. So problem solved. We can have gravity fed if that container is up higher, or use a pump to be able to furnish water to our plants. But again, I have seen that setting can become very dire in a drought setting if that water provides water for the home as well as a garden. So that can become difficult. So then the third option, after we've used municipal water, we have water catchment, you have to go to a well. And here at Whirlwind Family Farm, we didn't have a choice. We don't live that close to a city where there is municipal water lines run, so we did not have a choice. And here in the central part of Texas, in this granite, sometimes wells are very difficult, water is difficult to find because there are not really aquifers right here in this part of Texas. So you have to be very careful, and we want to be very judicious with our water. That's why we use drip lines and not overhead, because we want to be as conservative with the amount of water that we use. So as you can see behind me, this is one of our wells right here, provides water that is extremely important, and we're extremely careful with that water because it's so important. So what it boils down to is what you need for your setting, whether it's as simple as just being able to top water, and I've actually seen that done in areas where they get a lot of rain. They literally can just go out and hand water a fairly large market garden. Other areas where they have a lot of rain, they use overhead sprinklers, works out fine. They have plenty of water in their irrigation system in an area that has lots of groundwater. And then water catchment, which again, you have to be careful with that. So when you're thinking of setting up your garden, think about those water needs. That's going to be something that's extremely important, and sometimes it gets overlooked, the amount of water that's needed. So blessings over your garden, blessings over your vegetables. I know you're going to do great. Thanks for tuning in. This is Jeff from Whirlwind Family Farm. Talk to you soon.